All right, we are back in front of the bookshelf, which means it's time for a recommendation. And today I recommend Shadowmoor. You see, there's actually four novels total for the Lorwyn Shadowmoor story. And this one is actually an anthology book that has very little to do with the rest of the overall Lorwyn story. It's still a great read, though, and you should definitely check it out. And with that said and done, hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, hoping that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'd like to sit back in my not squeaky chair, relax, and have a little conversation with all of you guys about viewer questions. Because, yeah, I do get quite a lot of questions, both here and on Discord and on email and stuff like that. And two topics that do come up fairly often in terms of video requests. One is, Uncle Frank, how do you sort your bulk? Could you show us how you do your entire process from start to finish for bulk sorting? And sure, that can get a video sometime. Not today, though, because it is storming dreadfully outside, and I do not feel like recording out in the garage with all that heavy rain. And the second one is, Uncle Frank, do you have any tips for starting our own YouTube channel? Because there are loads of people out there who want to get started on the largest, probably the largest video sharing platform. And it's definitely true that YouTube is for some people, a great way to put your face out there, put your opinions out there, and grow an audience. There are plenty of, I'd like to say, pretty big names in the industry that have, at least for my neck of the woods, kind of instant recognition that started on YouTube and still do a lot of their releases through YouTube. Most notably, I don't think, technically speaking, James Rolfe didn't start on YouTube. He started on his own website, but he was quickly migrated to YouTube, and a lot of his videos came out on here. That's the big one. There's plenty of content creators like me who are super into hobby stuff who started on YouTube, just in the Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic space, who put all their content on YouTube, and as a result of their popularity on the platform, they have gotten sponsorship deals. Some of them have cards of their own in the card games that they enjoy, which is super awesome, if I have to be completely honest. And yeah, if you're a fan of something, putting your opinion of that thing out on YouTube can totally be just a way to, A, like I said, build an audience, and B, just spread your own love of the things you're passionate about. So, with that said, I need to be clear about something. I am not a YouTube guru. I am, in case you guys couldn't tell, not a super big channel on the platform. I'm just a guy sharing my opinions, but I suppose if you guys want my opinion on what you can do to get started on YouTube, some things you can do is just get started. That's it. That's the number one tip I have for you. Pull out your phone, turn on the camera app, set it to record, set it to the best settings you can, and just start recording yourself. Start recording whatever it is you want to talk about, whatever it is you want to put out there. Because at first, let me tell you, you may be paralyzed with how to edit things and how to change your videos around and all that stuff. And I can tell you from experience that the best way to get started with something is to just do it and worry about how to make it good later. There are some things you can do to start out to give you a better chance at sticking out from the crowd, obviously. Regular uploads. I try to upload on this channel every day, for instance. Or at least I try to. I don't get perfect. Regular uploads that your potential viewers can expect. Try to have, maybe not completely random topics, but a diverse topic list to talk about. You don't want to be covering the exact same conversation every single day you turn on the camera to record, right? Speak clearly, speak into the camera. Don't. You'll see a lot of, especially like newer people who have just started, who will just kind of talk really quietly, and they think they're being loud, or they're kind of slurring their voice a bit, and it's kind of hard to make out what they're saying. Speak clearly as to the best of your ability, obviously. Speak clearly, practice speaking clearly, practice speaking to the camera. And of course, some lighting always helps. I use a very simple, very cheap, I can't show you on this one, maybe I'll record it later, but very cheap, like I think it costs like $15 on Amazon for a simple light stand for the camera to set on. So, you know, just get started and do some very basic things to get yourself a decent chance at least attracting some attention. Because that's the thing. The more you do it, the more you practice with it, the better you'll inevitably be. And if there's things that you want to do specifically, like editing videos and such like that, there's ways to learn how to do that as you grow your channel, so that if editing your videos and pulling off specific things in your content is something you want to do, you can learn to do that as you grow. And then your fans, your viewers, can see you slowly adding edited content to your channel and such like that. That slowly show that you are putting the effort in to pull off whatever it is you're trying to pull off. You know, I can say from experience that trying to rush headlong into YouTube, trying to make the perfect content, really quickly leads to burnout. Believe it or not, this is not my first channel. It's not even my second channel. I've had several channels since 2006, 08, something like that. And boy howdy, were some of those super cringy. But, you know, in the almost 2 decades on the platform, on and off the platform, obviously, I've learned very aggressively that trying to make perfect content right off the bat, and just trying to make perfect content in general, quickly leads to burnout. Trying to be a hyper perfectionist about everything, trying to make sure that the script is perfect and that the editing is perfect and all that jazz. It makes your upload schedule hyper irrelevant. You won't have an upload schedule if you're so focused on making everything perfect. But B, you're never going to get perfect, ever. You'll get close, perhaps, but you're never going to get perfect. So instead of worrying about perfecting your videos, just go out there and find a topic you're passionate about and talk about it. And that's really all it takes. You know, YouTube sometimes recommends newer channels with a handful of viewers to me. But you do have to go out of your way, I think, to find newer channels. You know, especially if they have like under 50 subscribers. You have to like actively search for channels, actively search for new videos, etc. In the hobby space you're passionate about. But I'm always seeing new channels pop up in the hobbies I'm interested in. Models, model building, kit building, trading cards, anime, video games. I'm always seeing new channels. Some of them blow up right away, and then others have like one video that they'll upload every 3 months, and they'll, you know, be focused on making these videos as good as they can, sure, but the videos don't get a lot of traction because they're doing one upload every so often without a whole lot of interest or fanfare being built up in between them, which is unfortunate. So, in my opinion, the number one thing you can do to get started on YouTube, the number one thing you can do to get started on YouTube, there, I said the sentence correctly that time, is to just get started, put some passion behind your projects, don't worry about getting it perfect, and just do what you can to get your audience interested. That's it. That's all it takes. So I'll leave it there. I know it's a shorter video than usual, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm not a guru. I don't know the secret sauce to YouTube algorithms or all that jazz. I just know that for what I have, it works enough. You know, I did used to put out every like 4 months or so some edited content, whatever, on the other channels, and that never left me super satisfied. And now I can put out a video a day and be super proud of myself just for the fact that I got out there and I put it out there. And I think if you're like me and you find yourself in that situation where you're putting out a video every once in a blue moon, changing to daily content where you just talk about whatever comes to mind, it can do a lot. You know, and you don't have to be an expert. I'm not an expert. I want to be sure about that. I want to be clear about this. I know I said I was ending the video, but I want to be clear on this. You do not have to be an expert in whatever topic you're talking about. I am by no means an expert. I'm not an expert player. I'm not an expert game designer. I'm not an expert. I'm not even a particular expertise store, right? I'm not some super rich card store owner trying to tell you guys the secrets of the business, right? I'm just a guy who's relatively passionate about the things that I enjoy. It's Frank's hobbies, not Frank's expertise, right? So take it from me. You don't have to be some kind of super awesome guru who knows all the secrets of the trade in order to put content out there. You just have to enjoy the content you're putting out there yourself. That's it. That's all it is. All right, I think I've rambled enough there. See you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.